What I've learned on this mission trip is that it's a lot easier for me to get wild about God, just be able to share His Word, and that even if there is a language barrier, there's many ways of breaking it.
When we went to the orphanage, we painted their building, and they just came down and loved us for it. But we also gave them a little rabbit and a big rabbit, stuffed animal, and they absolutely just loved it. I learned that those small little items that people throw away every day can make such a big difference to these kids.
Is really appreciate what you have. I mean, like, really appreciate. Because there's some kids at this camp that don't even really have a home or anything. And, you know, God has shown me to, like, really appreciate everything I have.
Another thing that God has shown me is how to step out of my comfort zone. Because when we had the camps, there was a lot of students here that don't speak English, of course, because we're in Mexico. But I was really able to communicate to a lot of students, even though I can't speak Spanish. So it was a real blessing.
I think that this week that God's really shown me, like, really the need for Jesus in Mexico. And just like all throughout all these camps, like the first night we were there, I got really inspired because like they were trying preaching, and then like he's like, who wants to come accept Jesus? And then like half the room, which is maybe 100, 200 people, came up to the front.
Know that I'm able to use this excitement here. Why can't I use it at home? So one thing that I can bring home is this excitement for Jesus.
Even have more people about us. Because the first group of campers on Tuesday night, Monday night when they were doing salvation, how many of them came up and how we were praying behind them, how much I felt it. And at first I was like, okay, none of these kids are going to be able to get saved.
I also got out that I need to not doubt God anymore. Whenever the campers first came, that first camp, I looked around and thought, there's no way none of these kids are going to step forward and get it saved. And I kind of doubted God through that. And that Monday night, whenever almost 100 of them stepped forward and got saved, it was like a slap in the face because I was doubting God that whole time, and it was like
Before I came here, I was talking to like my Spanish teacher and some of my friends, and they said, you know, you're going to have a really hard time. You failed your Spanish class, and you can't talk to someone in Spanish until like your third year of Spanish and stuff. And so I saw the first class called, and I was like, what am I going to do? But like, so I was praying about it. And then like afterwards, they came up to me and they're like, you're English. And I didn't even have to try that hard. They just kind of like shredded that language barrier and were trying to talk to me. And I was like so amazed. And it gave me so much encouragement because people have been discouraging me so much about the language barrier and not being able to connect with them. And like, they connected so quickly.
Before the camping started, I was kind of shy around people, but when it started, I had to do drone patrol, and I got to meet a lot of the Mexican kids and most of the Mexican staff, and they kind of helped me get to know them a lot better and be a little bit more friendly. And I was really grateful because they also got saved, and most of them came up to me and thanked me for helping them through that. So
this year, though, I got more of what's important and what's not important in life. I take that back home.
I really found out here that I think God's calling, well, I know that God's calling me to be a missionary, and I think knowing that so young, it's going to be really beneficial. And the kids here are just awesome. Like, working with, it's just amazing. It's the best feeling in the world. It's also really tiring, and like your strength is completely gone. Like right now, I'm just so worn out. Can't wait to get home and, you know, sleep in my own bed and have air conditioning all the time. But like really, through this trip, I'm worn out physically, but spiritually, I'm completely recharged and ready to tear through what's back at home.
The most awesome part that will hold a real picture in my mind was the baptisms after the first time, after the first night, and This woman came out of the baptism and she was just glowing, and she hugged me, wouldn't let me go. She kept saying, gracias, gracias, gracias. And you could really tell that she really got it. She understood what Christ had done for her, and that she was making a public profession of that with the baptism. And it was just one of the most awesome moments I've experienced of true salvation.